This is a new video I've been doing. I mean, I posted a couple, but that had nothing to do with soccer or football. But so this is gonna be my first football video. So yeah, this is like, I'm not a big Chelsea fan. I'm an Arsenal supporter. Been one for a while. So yeah, this is 5 reasons why Eden Hazard is overrated. And this is not being biased and hating Chelsea. That's also part of it. But I have I have a really good argument here. So stick with me. So I'm gonna start from 5. Go all the way down. Number 5, he's inconsistent. Maybe season-wise, like last season, he would have had the solid season. He probably had 10 straight good games in a row, and maybe had 2 or 3 that were not good. But I understand not every player can be 100% in and out every single weekend of every single game of the season. It's very, very hard to do. I don't know any player that done that. Even Messi. Messi's probably had 1 bad game a season at one point. But yeah, this season-wise, his stats are just average. In my opinion, he doesn't get 10+ assists a season. Occasionally, I think one season he had maybe 11 or 12 goals, but 6 of them were from the penalty spot. I mean, I know every goal counts, but penalties, you're gonna make them 50% of the time, or I don't know what the percentage is, but you know what I mean. Yeah, he's this season he's been awful. Where are you at? This is when your team needs you the most, dude. You gotta step up. World-class players are there when your team, that's why teams pay that wage that you get paid. So when they need you the most, you're there. So yeah, number 4, in my opinion, he is not a good passer. He can make the typical 5-10 yard pass, anyone needs 20 yards. But, I've seen him have a long ball or a switch across the field, and I see him not put enough weight on the pass, or when he starts the ball in, he can't make it past the first guy, the first man. And, that's essential in soccer or football. I've seen him put a switch across the field to Willian or Ivanovic, and he just gets intercepted, and they get beat on the counter. And they've done that a couple times. And it's and sometimes he holds onto the ball too long and doesn't have the right decision making. And last season there's so many times when I was watching Chelsea play, he could easily just make a simple pass back, give it to Azpilicueta, and just get wide again and get the ball back. Just take away the defender and the pressure. But no, he just holds on to it. And yes, I get that. That's probably the reason why he had so many fouls against him last season, because he doesn't release the ball when he's supposed to. And if I was a manager, it would frustrate me so much. If you saw this past week with Arsenal and Bayern, Sanchez would hold on to the ball a little bit way too long, and he would start to dribble inside the middle, and then he'd get caught with it, inside our own half, and we'd lose it. Thankfully, for some reason, Mertesacker was decent, and helped us out, and so was Koscielny. Koscielny was, this is not about that, but you know what I mean. He's got to release that quicker. So yeah, number 3, the Chelsea and Mourinho factor. Mourinho goes out and says he's the Messi of Chelsea, or the Messi of Premier League. I don't know exactly what he says, but it was something along those lines. When you go out and say that about a player, comparing him to Messi and putting him at that level, you just can't. Even if he was getting the stats that we want him to be, 20+ goals, that's nowhere near Messi at all. You can't just. I don't care if you score 20 goals a season, you're not gonna be able to be at that level as that Messi. So, having that weight on your back, and hearing a manager like Mourinho, given that Mourinho is he's the special one, when a manager like that talks about a player that way, they might be a little bit arrogant about it now. Hazard, in my opinion, is very arrogant. He seems like one of those quiet, cocky people. He doesn't talk shit, but I don't know how to explain that. You might know what I mean, but he just seems so he has he walks with his shoulders high, but also in a confident way. But the way he takes himself on the field, It's like he expects fouls because he gets fouled and all this stuff. I don't know. He just seems very cocky and arrogant in the right way. Sometimes that's good in a player, but they have to show it in the right way. And then Chelsea, if they did not win the league last season, would Hazard have gotten Player of the Year? No. In my opinion, I think Aguero was out a while, and it's sad that he's out maybe 3 months every season, but he still manages to get 20 plus goals a season. Like, fuck off. How is that possible when you're missing so much? Like, it's crazy. And then other players like Sanchez, there's no reason why Sanchez should not have won Player of the Year last season. And it's pretty sad, but that's just how it goes. Chelsea won the league, Arsenal don't win the league. It's just what we do. Screw it. Now number 2, him for Belgium and last year's World Cup. For the Euro qualifiers, I've not seen one thing from Hazard. He's probably gotten a couple goals, but the one saving them, not saving them, they're qualified, but the one really standing out for them I've seen is Nainggolan and De Bruyne. They're so just De Bruyne is fun to watch. If you haven't watched Premier League this season, I was one of the few who thought he would actually shine. I know a lot of people didn't think he would because of how Chelsea fucked him over and fucked him up, but I really thought before he officially played his first game for Man City that he would actually perform, and I've proved a lot of my friends wrong. I've won so many bets, and it's but it's not about De Bruyne. This is about Hazard not stepping up for his country when he needs him, and I think to be world class you need to step up for both your club and country. Even players like Willian have. He just scored 2 goals for Brazil in this international break, and Hazard. I don't know. I've yet to see him do anything for Belgium. Fellaini does more for Belgium than he does, and Fellaini is honestly such a shit player. It's phenomenal that he's at Man United still. He should be at a mid-table team, Europa League at least. I mean, Chelsea are going to be Europa. I mean, Man United are probably going to be Europa League this season. So I mean, I guess he. Anyways, he just doesn't perform for Belgium. They needed him in the World Cup. He wasn't there. They got lucky. They could have beaten the U.S. I gotta represent the U.S., but they got lucky. The U.S. could have finished that game, and tied it up or won it. But anyways, now the last and final reason. Reason number 1: 5 players that are better than him now and last season in the Premier League: Sanchez, Aguero, De Bruyne, David Silva, and in my opinion, Willian. Willian is such a fun player to watch. He's like Arsenal's Ozil, but for Chelsea. He may not have all the stats, but if you know football or soccer, he's an amazing player. He works his ass up and down the field, not like Ozil. Obviously, Ozil does, but never mind. But that guy can work, and Chelsea take him out of the most ridiculous times of the game. He doesn't get enough credit from Mourinho. Honestly, I feel like Mourinho's just trying to make Eden Hazard shine so much that he forgets that he has a player like Willian on his team. He didn't start him at the beginning of the season. I don't know why. He takes him out at halftime. He brings him on as a sub, and he has to save Chelsea's ass. He's the one saving Chelsea's ass coming off the bench this season. If he hadn't scored those free kicks, in the Champions League and in the Premier League, Chelsea could be at the bottom, near the relegation, maybe in 18th place. I know they're 10th or 11th right now, but it's crazy that he's the one. In my opinion, he's the one saving them. Their defense is shit. Fabregas is shit. Hazard is shit. Costa, it seems like Costa's getting back in his form, but it looks like he ate too many hamburgers this summer, and so he doesn't look, he's not looking too good, but he might be getting back out there. And Costa's a piece of shit, so I don't mind if he stays shit. So yeah, De Bruyne right now. De Bruyne is, I think right now, in my opinion, him and Sanchez are the best players in the Premier League. De Bruyne, it's like he's an artist. What he does with the ball. Sanchez, I don't even have to argue for him. And Aguero, it's sad that he gets injured so occasionally, but this guy's a beast. Easily in the past 5 years, the best player in the Premier League. I don't know why he hasn't won Premier League Player of the Year, but it's sad. But he hasn't. And David Silva, same for him. He should be winning it at least once since he's been at Man City. And that's just how it is. People play favorites, and But yeah, Hazard, not world class in my opinion. He's got to perform club and country. He wasn't the best player in the Premier League last season. I don't know what people see. I see that he's gifted and talented, but not world class yet. I can see him being in 2 years world class, but he's not. People say he's at the Ballon d'Or level. People were saying that about Bale, and Bale, that was 2 years ago, and now look at him. He's injured every month. Once a month he's injured. Scores the occasional free kick, I guess, the occasional long shot. Other than that, he, in my opinion, doesn't perform. Yeah, he does it for Wales. At least he can do it for Wales. But he's very inconsistent too. I just, Hazard. Yeah, just. He's not the player I think everyone thinks he is. I don't see it. I know some people might. I know most people won't feel the same way, especially Chelsea fans. But I think that there's better players out there in the Premier League. That deserve a shot of that shine that Eden Hazard takes so much of for no reason, in my opinion. He just his average stats. I know stats on everything, but he's not a goal scorer. He's not an assister. You can say he's that number 10 player who creates, but a number 10 can also create both. Ronaldinho wasn't the leading goal scorer. He wasn't the high assist, but that man could, like it's Ronaldinho. Like fucking come on, So yeah, that's my opinion.